All right, chapter 4. Everything that we've talked about up to this point has been really the foundation of accounting. You need to really know chapters 1 through 3 very well, because everything from 4 on is just we're going to expand our knowledge from what we talked about in 1 through 3. So it's very important that you get 1 through 3 first, because that is the foundation. Starting now, we're just going to take bits and pieces of what we talked about in that and expand our knowledge on that a little bit more. Look at different methods or different ways that we do things there, become a little bit more specific. And so in this chapter, we're going to take the idea of revenue and kind of expand our knowledge on it in a different way. If you remember everything that we talked about up to this point, our revenue has been really a service revenue, consulting revenue, or something that we've done a service for. But how do we recognize when we actually provide a product? That adds a whole new layer of accounting. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this chapter with merchandising businesses. So, merchandising business. What is a merchandising business? And I'm sure you're pretty familiar with what that is. But a merchandising business is a business that generates revenue by selling goods. They sell the product. They sell inventory. There's two types of merchandising businesses. Okay, we have what's called a wholesale company, and a wholesale company sells its inventory to other businesses. Okay, they buy products and sell to other retail companies. And then we have what's called a retail company, and a retail company buys products to sell to the end user or the consumer. They sell it to us. So I'm sure you can think of a lot of different businesses that fall up under retail business, because that's what we normally see. But you may be able to get some examples. Think of some examples that deal with wholesale companies as well. Now, when you're dealing with merchandising business, you have another type of account that you have to worry about. The goods that we sell, those products. Those products that we sell are what we call merchandise inventory. That is actually the account name, merchandise inventory. It is inventory because the intent is to sell, not for us to use. If we purchase something with our intent to use, then that would probably be considered a supply of some sort. But because the intent is to sell, we're going to call these inventory, and that's what makes merchandise inventory inventory. Inventory is the account used for products that a company owns and intends to sell, just like I was talking about. Sometimes you're going to be required to use the actual full-term merchandise inventory. Sometimes they'll just let you shorten it down to inventory. They mean more or less the same thing. I'm probably going to be using inventory more or less on all these examples anyway. But they are pretty much the same. But that's what a merchandise inventory is. As we progress, we're going to talk about kind of how we deal with the journalizing of merchandise inventories or merchandise businesses. So, y'all take care.